dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. She's a what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. A BBL with a bad habit. Bye-up. Bye-up. Bye-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You already know what it is, man. As you can tell by the thumbnail right there, we're going to talk about something that hit national news. Ooh-wee. Now, I don't know if it's true, but man, this man better hope it isn't, right? Or does he even care? One never knows, does one? But I know it's what's on the tip of people's tongues. Now, everybody is hyped up over this rap artist / singer artist, narco corrido singer, Peso Pluma, right? You know, every club you hit, every spot you hit now, everybody's into the new super narco corridos. Now, I remember like Chalino Sanchez, Los Tigres del Norte, Los Tucanes de Tijuana. This was what my familia bumped. These were the fucking rolas playing when I would go to fucking little pachangas, little spots, little parties. You know, everybody would get all pisteando and throw Ramon Ayala on. You already know what it is, man. As soon as the Bucanas started popping, the Cazadores, bam, there it was, man. Ramon Ayala, bump it, right? But nowadays, people are into groups like Grupo Frontera, you know, Grupo Firme, you know, Peso Pluma. These are the guys, this is the new generation of narco corridos, super narco corridos that are coming out. Now, of course, the only reason I'm speaking on this topic is because it's raza based. It's about Mexicanos. It's about our people. It's about the motherland where we come from. And I'm not trying to be all funny, and I'm not going to do all that today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speak some real. So I guess this individual was warned. He's been warned, right? I don't know his affiliations, who he associates with, but from what I'm hearing, you know, what I've looked into, this guy's based out of Sinaloa, or of course has some ties there. And he was supposed to do a concert in TJ, right? Now, Tijuana is controlled allegedly by a group that I'm not even going to speak their name, man. That's how high-powered it is. You know, I don't want to, this is not intended for disrespect towards those individuals whatsoever. But let's just say they don't play. They do not play. They don't take disrespect lightly. I mean, I understand some people just are not into games. You know, it's for real with theirs. And this guy has decided that on numerous occasions, they feel have disrespected them. And maybe it just goes back to rival factions of groups, or maybe it goes back to we don't like you. And because you come from that area, you know, you can get that. One never knows, does one. But what's going on nowadays is that I guess Peso Pluma is blowing up. He's the top. He's the number one right now. His music is selling all over the world. Anywhere you go, you're hearing his beats bumping. People are up on it. They like it. There's been rumors, you know, or something, a myth that's been thrown out there that he's actually Chalino Sanchez's son. One never knows, does one? Maybe he could be, maybe he couldn't. The wind doesn't blow on it, right? All I know is a bunch of my Paisa homeboys tell me that there's a lot of friction, a lot of tension when it comes to this guy. So I guess the other day, a banner was dropped on a freeway in TJ. And this banner was from a certain group that actually allegedly sent out a threat to Peso Pluma saying that if he performed on this date that he was supposed to perform in Tijuana, that would be his last time ever performing. That would be his last show, and that he would be broke, meaning they would break him. Okay, one thing about Mexico, and I'm going to tell you guys, I've been to Juarez, right? Been to a couple different spots, DF, Juarez, Zacatecas, and I'm going to tell you right now, straight up right off the rip, Holmes, it's not a laughing matter. You could feel the tension and the aura in that air. Okay, it's different from fucking the San Joaquin Valley. It's different from LA. It's different from the IE. Shout out to Shinosu. It's different from a lot of different places. But what it isn't different to, right, is a mentality. You know, that's a hitter mentality right there. That's a murderous mentality. You know, I know my whole time in Mexico, I felt a presence. And that presence wasn't good. You know, it felt like I was barely walking on edge, Holmes. I was warned. And I'm going to tell you all about that right now. So anyways, Peso Pluma, they warned him, you know. No one knows if this was a hoax, if this was put on by some fans, or maybe some people just fucking with his mind, trolling him. But I think that he took this alleged threat personally, and he also took it for what it was at face value, for reals, because he canceled his tour date and canceled a lot of his upcoming tour dates in the immediate area. Now, one thing you don't play with is Mexico. You don't play with groups and organizations that function up out of Mexico. You know, people that like to speak on them and disrespect them and laugh about what they do or talk about, you know, their business tend to not make it too long. They tend to come up short. This guy, you know, has put these nautical corridos on the map. You know, back in the days, it was pretty centralized, meaning only Mexicans, paisas, Mexican nationals really listened to the nautical corridos because they could identify what was going on in their native land back home. So they would bump it. You know, it brought a feel-good story to life because most of these stories that they tell are about nautical traffickers that really were doing it at one point in time or continue to do so. But again, it's their business, what they do, you know. Nobody wants their business put on the streets because that fucks up, you know, what they got going on. So all these different channels that, you know, give you the inside look of the tunnels and what's going on in the walls and all these little special devices that they use. And, you know, to me, it's always been a hands-off policy. You know, I've always took a step back from that because, you know, I decided a long time ago, these are not the guys to fool around with, not to play with, not to disrespect. Because off with your head. We've all seen videos of chainsaws, and I personally, Spence on a tira, don't like chainsaws. I just don't like them. Whether it's on a tree or in a neck bone, I walk the other way. You know, Spence, call me scared, call me the runner, call me whatever you want. I ain't fuck with them cats like that. But Peso Pluma definitely is in a bad way as far as, you know, these guys threatening him allegedly. You know, should he take it serious? Do you think it was a hoax? I think he should take it very serious. You know, anytime someone drops a banner on a freeway and it's not bodies, you should take it serious because there's been plenty of times where bodies were dropped off a freeway. They were burned right on a freeway. I mean, it's on a whole different level. Okay, so trip out on this. So when I went to Juarez, me and the homeboy, I remember the whole plan was not to even go to Mexico. We weren't even tripping off that. The whole plan was to go to El Paso, Texas, to the homeboy's tia's house to go chill. Stay out the way. We were all on the newspaper. We were wanted for an assault. We had got off on a dropout at a bar to where I did some quite extensive damage. So I knew I was going to prison. So we were just wiggling. You know, we're trying to get our last wigglization on this. If I could stay out for as long as I could stay out, everything was going to be good in the hood. But I knew I was going to prison eventually when I got caught. So my mascara was all posted on the front page of the newspaper. The homies' mascara, we're looking like that, right? Like we thought we were hardcore. But at the end of the day, neither one of us wanted to go to the pen and give them that time. We didn't want to sit down. So we figured, hey, let's have our last hoorah, homes. Let's go chill in El Paso, stay under the radar. You know, you have all the, when you're on the run, man, you think it's going to be all good. But there's a lot of hardships with being on the run that people don't speak on. You know, you have to be watching your back every day. You can't get caught up, pulled over. You can't get involved in nothing, man, because then you can pick up charges there, wherever you're at, and you still have those charges pending. It could just be, it starts to become a fucking vortex, homie. A whirlwind, a fucking whirlpool that you're getting sucked under. And just next thing you know, I've seen vatos that are just facing a little bit of tiempo, end up catching life because they're on the run and they're trying to stay out the way. It's just an unfortunate event, but it's what happens. There's people on the run right now like, yeah, say it, gun, that's true. So anyways, we went to El Paso, we pulled up onto Greyhound, and we were having my ex, she was fucking using fake credit cards and shit to get us there. It was just a whole lot of different situations going on. But anyways, we got on the Greyhound because we were broke. About 1 in the morning. And when we pulled up, we hadn't alerted the homeboy Stia that we were coming because we thought our phones were tapped. We thought all kinds of crazy shit, right? It wasn't that serious now that I think about it. But at that time it was to us, right? We were paranoid. That's what we were. So bam, we jump on the fucking payphone and he calls us Stia, right? She answers. She's like, mijo, I'm not even home. I'm in Califas, you know? And he was like, what? She was like, I'm at your jefita's house. He was like, what? She was like, I ain't gonna be there. He was like, no, right? Bam. So he's like, hey, homie, we got $50 between the two of us. McDonald's is right there. Let's go get a Big Mac and some fries and sit down and discuss what we're gonna do next, our next move. Because our next move was gonna be robbery. Our next move was gonna be having to put some shit down so we can come up. So we're sitting there. I remember McDonald's fucking wasn't open. I'm looking like, hey, well, I thought this is Texas. I thought we can go in. He was like, nah, fuck. So we're stuck pacing in front of McDonald's. He's like, hey, don't you have a abuelito that lives in Mexico? I said, I do. He lives right in Juarez. It's that close. He said, it's over the border, right over the frontera. We could walk. There's like 2 miles. I was like, let me call him, right? So I called my grandfather, woke him out of bed. He's like, what, baboso? I said, hey, me and the homie got to go over there, right? So you don't understand, Grandpa. They're trying to get us, eh? Who's trying to get you? The pinche mafioso? No, Grandpa's the fucking, the cops, eh? Right? So bam, I give him the big old sob story. He's like, come on, get to the border, walk over. I'm going to have one of my homeboys pick you up. Sure enough, we walk over that border and this homeboy does pick us up in the most beater I ever seen in my life. That shit was like, right? So we jump in his Lincoln Town car without the town. It's just Lincoln car, right? Boom, jump in that motherfucker, seats, bucket seats. The homeboy's literally sitting on a bucket. You know what I mean? It says pollo. And he's just sitting on that motherfucker like, damn, it smells like chicken in here too. We get to my grandfather's house. He's like, son of a bitch, I don't even know why your mom had you. And we get in, right? Boom. And two of my homeboys that have been on the run were already there posted up like thumbtacks. Okay, it is what it is. I've told that story before. What I'm saying is the next day, not even the next day, 5, 6 in the morning, same day, a truck comes rolling up and we get warned, homie. We get warned. First of all, it's who are you? What are your intentions? What the fuck? And why are you here? Are you bajaderos? Are you here to rob someone? Do you think you can have it your way like the Burger King? Because you can't, homie. This is country, right? And we're like, nope, hell no. Yep, nope, but nah, right? So bam, they let us go. But with the warning that we had a certain amount of time to be up out of there or we were going to be decapitated. Facts, right? So I look at my homeboy, he looks at me, and we say, okay, well, we know we got to get the fuck up out of here. I seen a lot of things in Mexico, man. The aura, the way I felt, man, let me tell you. We actually went to go get faded up. This is back when I had hair and shit, and I thought I was doing shit. We went to go get faded up, and I seen a guy, which I thought was lying on the streets. Okay? He wasn't lying. Well, he was laying on the streets, all right, but he wasn't awake, Holmes. He was no longer with us. He was gone. And I seen him, and I told my homeboy, damn, I think that Walter's dead or something, man. He's unalived. And the homeboy said, nah, it can't be. And then we went by, kicked his foot, like, let me see if I can wake the Walter up. And he was gone, right? Let me tell you, week later, we went back to fix our fade up. The Vato was still there. Everybody just walked it over him. It was nothing. It was nada. Different type of shit going on out there, right? So Peso Pluma better take heed to this warning. Now, I know he has backers, man. I'm sure he has people that fuck with him at a high level. I'm sure he might be affiliated with whoever he's affiliated with. I can't speak on his status. I don't know. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, if a group that big, if a group warns you and says, hey, if you do a show in our city, this will be your last show, you better listen, Hums. See, let me tell you about these cartels and the way Mexicanos work. There is no check-ins. See, it's not like Swifty in LA. It's not like, you know, go and check in with the brothers in Atlanta or in Chicago or in Texas. You ain't checking into no one, homie. You're going to check out if you try to check in. If Vatos don't like you, or you're from a rival, or you're from a different area in Mexico, they play that. They don't like each other. Different states, different things, right? They don't get down like that. There is no checking into someone, hey, don't even trip, I'm from over here. But at the same time, fuck no. Next thing you know, you're going to be a video on fucking Bestiality TV. Some bad thing's going to happen to you, right? It's not going to work out for you. So if there's a warning, a banner dropped saying this, take fucking precaution, because it's facts. Vatos don't just speak to speak. A lot of these Vatos that are writing on these notes, homes, don't like to use their hands to write. They like to use their hands for other things, if you know what I mean, allegedly. I'm just saying, when I seen this Vato, when I seen that this happened and it made national news, these Vatos, to put it out there for everyone to see, you know, there's reasoning behind that. To let everybody know that comes after that guy. This is what it is. This is our area, Holmes. You know, it's just like in your barrio, in your neighborhood. You want to put, that's why traditionally we put taggings on the walls. It's not to deface our land. It's not to make our fucking area look bad and to bring the property value down. It's to let everybody know this is our barrio, Holmes. And once you come in here, you're coming into no man's land. That's it. You know what I mean? You better make a Chicano U-turn if you can, because it's one way in, that's it, and blood out, right? That's just how it is. You know what it is. That's what tagging was all about, intended for, as far as barrio tagging, right? It was intended to let people know. It's basically a warning. This is our area. Don't come in here if you don't belong here, homie. It's your last warning. Well, Peso Pluma got his last warning, okay? And that last warning said that if he did perform at that show, he would be broke. Not broke like he ain't got no feria, like break in half. It said like a Hulk Hogan used to try to do people, but look at his back, right? That's what they said. This Vato definitely canceled those tour dates. You know, and this happened right after he hit his pinnacle. You know, he did, I think it was the Grammys, or I don't know what award show it was, but he did the award show, and then the next day he was supposed to perform out there, and he got warned, and then that got canceled. You know, a lot of these people that are now up on this super nautical corrido music, they go into the clubs, they're popping, it's going down, everything's good, don't understand the trueness and the realness behind some of these songs. You know, songs like Vatos about Güero Palma or Dr. Fonseca or Chapo. You know, there's just different guys than even Vatos I can't mention, right? These guys are true pioneers in what's going on down there. And when you speak their name, Holmes, you better speak it in reverence and with respect, because there's a lot of their followers and a lot of people that are loyal to them that will feel some type of way. A lot of people don't know about these guys because they haven't did their research or educated themselves on knowing. But see, me, myself, I like to educate myself on everything raza, all the way from Chicanismo, all the way from the Chicanos and who started that movement, all the way into, you know, the Cesar Chavez movement and what he fucking did, you know, and how he really was, all the way up until and into the past of, you know, the tribalisms, you know, with our Aztec ancestors and the Mayans and the Incas and all the raza, you know, anything brown that encompasses brown pride, Holmes, I love it. So I look into it because it's part of our culture, whether you say so or not. And a lot of these guys, although they're not considered the best of guys, they did play their part in their puzzle into what is now considered the new Mexico. Anyways, with that being said, Peso Pluma was warned, okay? Do you think it's just all propaganda and he's good in the hood wherever he goes? Money doesn't buy you protection at all levels. It could buy you some big bodyguards like it did 6ix9ine, but look, they even stomped his head in right there by the toilet in a Men's Fitness, right? He got caught slipping. I'm telling you right now, you know, hey, you can't get away. When there's groups that want you, they got you. That's facts. You know, so I don't know if this guy's going to carry on with doing what he does, but it's best if he heeds the word and kind of leans back and figures out the situation before he jumps head over heels into it, because I'm going to tell you right now, they're not playing. His music, great music. #1 in the world right now. We're doing it. As Latino people, as Mexicano people, as Chicano people, raza, we're doing it. You know, I know a lot of people like to say, well, hey, we're not getting no chance in the rap game, or we're not getting no chance in the country music game, or we're not getting no chance, but shit, we're getting a chance in the fucking big game, right? Vatos #1, Grupo Firme, they were on fire until fucking, I don't know about that fucking, the lead singer. He's a little Bud Lightish, right? But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, this is not something to play with. This is true, this is real, and this guy needs to be aware because he's been warned. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle to strive and the strive to struggle. You know, what do you think? Leave me a comment. Do you think that it's just bullshit and the Vato can just wiggle? Or do you think it's serious? I myself think it's very, very serious. It doesn't get more serious than that. Thumbs up or thumbs down? See, Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and struggle and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the coming together of all people, for the people, by the people. Gunners Collective, man, this shit don't stop. You know, respects to everybody who was mentioned in this video at a different level. Bang, bang.